Hello friends, welcome to MALUKA IS, the only institute in the country to provide for granted prelims and assured means, which is a way of showing our commitment towards the student that we are working to bring that positive result of the student in a single attempt itself. Friends, now we are discussing the next 10 questions for prelims current affairs. The questions would be from 81 to 90, which would be discussed. To cover all these questions very comprehensively, multiple sources have been used to make these questions and to achieve success for the students. तो friends continue करते हैं question answer से. The first 81st question, analyze the following statement given about खादी and village industries commission and identify the correct statement. कौन कौन सी statement इसमें से सही है वो देखना है. The first, it is a statutory body works under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. The first statement that is there is wrong because it is no doubt a statutory body but set up by the Act of the Parliament, but it is working under the Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises. Second statement, it is responsible for providing financial assistance to institutions and individuals for development and operation of khadi and village industries. It is correct. Finance देते हैं उनको. It was established in 1993 after LPG policy 1991 for increasing the share of the Indian export in the global trade. This is wrong because it was basically set up by the Act of Parliament in 1956. Therefore, only B become the answer. Question number 82. Ottawa Declaration is related to, and the options that are available to us are sustainable development, climate change, Arctic Council, and D, none of the above. Friends, Ottawa Declaration was in news basically in the context of Arctic region and how the environmental protection and sustainable development of the Arctic region could be done. Coming to question number 83. The Fragile 5 is a term coined for the emerging market economies. Among the following, which term does not include Fragile 5 में कौन सा नहीं आता? Option that are available to us are India, Brazil, South Africa and Malaysia. Friends, Fragile 5 में इनमें से Malaysia नहीं आता. The Fragile 5, the countries which are there, they basically include India, Brazil, South Africa, Indonesia and Turkey. It is a coined term that is coined for those emerging market economies that are become too dependent on unreliable foreign investment, basically to finance their growth ambition. As the capital is flowing out of the emerging market to the developed markets, many of their currencies experience significant weakness and therefore it becomes difficult to finance the current account deficit. The lack of new investment and also made it possible to finance many growth projects. Therefore, this has created a potential issue of certain vulnerable economies. Question number 84. The following statement given about Compact 2025. Analyze the statement and identify the correct ones among them. And the option available to us are Compact 25 is initiated by International Solar Alliance for creating awareness about global warming. The first statement is wrong because it is not by ISA. It is basically facilitated and initiated by International Food Policy Research Institute. And the basic aim is regarding ending hunger and malnutrition by 2025. Second statement that has been given. Compact 25 also paved the way for achieving multiple sustainable development goals. Yes, sustainable development goal को achieve करेंगे. Hunger है, malnutrition है, etc. The target is 2025. The third statement is also correct. Second and third are correct. C become the answer for question number 84. 85 पे move करते हैं. Analyze the following statement about the World Bank's transformative carbon asset facility and identify the correct statement about them. कौन सा सही है? The first, it finds new ways to create incentive waste at large scale, cut in greenhouse gas emission in developing countries to combat climate change. The first statement is correct because it is basically incentives दिए जाएंगे to for achieving the large scale cut in the greenhouse gas economies, developing countries को. First, second, it was launched by Union Ministry of Finance of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, along with the support of the World Bank. The second statement is wrong. Why? Because it has basically been launched uh, in the regard by Germany in cooperation with Norway, Sweden, Switzerland, and UK and Canada have also joined it. So therefore, A becomes the answer. Launched by Germany, cooperation with Norway, Sweden, Switzerland, and UK and Canada have also joined it. Question 86. Moringa oleifera was recently seen in news. It is a species of, and the option available to us are plant, lizard, frog, and D, none of the above. Friends, Moringa oleifera is basically a plant that was seen in news. Proteins from the drumstick, also known as Moringa oleifera, can help provide clean water to millions of the people across the world. It was news in India. It is cultivated for food and oil. Question number 87 पे आते हैं. Analyze the following statement about WHO's International Classification of Disease (ICD) and identify the correct ones among them. The first, WHO's ICD list both mental and physical disorder. Yes, दोनों को ही mental और physical disorder को include करते हैं. Recently, WHO list gaming disorder is in the list of mental health condition. Yes, it's very important that recently it has listed that gaming disorder is one of the mental health condition problem जो create होता है. ICD's 11 entry on gaming disorder includes only a clinical description and not prevention and treatment option. Yes, the third statement is also correct कि इसको clinical description किया जाए और prevention or treatment option. All the three statements are correct. Therefore, D becomes the answer for question number 87. Recently, NAV Nirman project launched by the government, it is related with. And the option available to us are development of highways, development of waterways, development of airports, and D, none of the above. It is basically in the regard of the development of the airports that Nav Nirman project has been launched by the government. That 100 new airports would be developed in the upcoming 10 years. Question 89. A comprehensive response framework is related to, and the option available to us are New York Declaration, New Delhi Declaration, Brasilia Declaration, and none of the above. Friends, it is basically in the regard of the New Delhi Declaration that has been put forward. New York Declaration that has been put forward in this regard. Not New Delhi. It basically, it has a New York Declaration, basically sets out a comprehensive response framework with specific actions which are needed to ease the pressure on the host countries in that regard. Question number 90. In the context of Aadhaar, consider the following statement and we have to see which of the following options are correct. The first option that is given, VID can be used in lieu of the Aadhaar number whenever authentication or eKYC surveys are performed. The first option is correct. It can be used in lieu of Aadhaar number. There is no expiry period for virtual IDs. It is also correct. Third, Aadhaar can be derived using the VID. No, Aadhaar it cannot be derived using by VID because it is basically a temporary and irrevocable also. Only the first and second statements are correct. Therefore, it is B that becomes the answer for question number 90. Friends, cover these questions comprehensively and revise these time and again along with the other questions which have been discussed earlier also. Thank you very much.